Be honest, does La La Land really need to exist when this movie nailed the Ryan Gosling-Emma Stone chemistry? It's day 127 of 365. Today's movie, Crazy Stupid Love. If you love movies as much as I do, consider joining my movie club. Patreon.com/TicketStubMovieClub has these daily videos released early, as well as an exclusive vodcast and more. Directed by Glenn Ficarra and John Requa, and starring Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling, and Emma Stone, this is one of my favorite rom-coms of all time. It is so well written it could work as a stage play. All of the characters get full character arcs, and the twist is so good that even when I know it's coming, it's still a gut punch when it happens. I was here to watch this one because I was a big fan of The Office at the time. Steve Carell was in the biggest sitcom of all time during 2011, while he was also one of the biggest movie stars in the world. No, for real, even if you discount Despicable Me, he has been in so many big comedies and indie drama darlings that the man just works well. He deserves this starlight. This was also my first exposure to Ryan Gosling outside of The Notebook, and he's really playing against type here. He does not normally play these like womanizer type characters, and I think the reason he chose this role was because of the way his character transforms across the movie. Revisiting in 2025, there's a little bit of something for everybody in this movie. I was reminded of my own teenage crush on a girl that was older than me, as well as what the dating scene was like in my early 20s as I was starting to grow. And this movie gave me lessons to look forward to in my future married life as I someday begin to build my own family in real life. There's lessons to be gleaned for like every age group. It's kind of crazy the way they hit every quadrant. This is a movie for guys across all ages. That's right. I think this is a rom-com meant for the homies. There's a lot to love here, so let's jump into the 3 things that I loved about Crazy Stupid Love. The first thing that I love about the movie is that twist. It is probably the culmination of all the best writing that we've seen across the movie, leading up to the scene where Steve Carell's character, Cal, has laid out a mini golf course for his soon-to-be ex-wife. They're in the middle of a separation in this story. What starts off as a totally sweet, innocent scene that could redeem a marriage devolves into one of the craziest connections of plot points that I've ever seen in a drama in my life. The twist really starts off when we realize that Emma Stone's character is not a disconnected woman that Jacob has randomly run into. She is playing Steve Carell's older daughter. The reason that he got married young was because he had gotten Julianne Moore's character pregnant. This is a genius twist, because it kind of disrupts the whole nuclear family setup, but not really. We still get it, but with a little extra spice on top. The casting of Julianne Moore also starts to make a lot more sense as a redhead with our redheaded Emma Stone. That's some of the early foreshadowing. They also don't make an effort to hide Emma Stone in the background photos laid around the house, but they also never call attention to it. A really sharp eagle eye can pick it out if you're really trying to. But that's not the only way that this twist is foreshadowed. Ryan Gosling's character, Jacob, goes after Kyle in the same bar that he goes after his daughter in, and they have similar personalities. They're both a little awkward and kind of opposed to what kind of a guy he is, and are loosened up to it as he becomes more and more real and human to them, which is his character arc across the movie. This is just fantastic plot and character intertwining. You don't see stuff like this very often, especially in this genre. There's also payoff to a subplot for the side characters where Cal's son, who's in love with the babysitter, who's in love with Cal, kind of making a weird multi-generational love triangle, is cute and sweet and like normal. This is the movie bringing attention to something that happens in real life without indulging in like the grossness or taboo that it kind of could have. We also get the payoff for David, Kevin Bacon's character, in this scene as well, as he shows up to drop off a sweater from the date he had gone on with Julianne Moore's character in a previous scene. Like, there's just so much happening across the movie to lead up to this. The editing is fantastic. The frenetic nature of the scene as it just keeps one-upping itself every other line. Oh my God, this is just one of the best scenes in rom-com history, worth the price of admission just for that scene alone. The second thing that I love also kind of spins off from that big scene. That's the culmination of all the character arcs across the movie, but it's still shocking to me that everyone gets a character arc. Not just Cal and Jacob, but the wife and the daughter, as well as his young son, as well as the babysitter. Like, they all get something to set up and pay off across the movie. Even Marissa Tomei's character, playing the teacher of Cal's younger son, shows up a couple times across the movie so that her character can develop. It's not just a cameo. She's actually here to like launch Steve Carell's character Cal into his journey of like burgeoning sexuality. She gets not only payoff to the crazy frenetic nature of her setup scene, but then later on when they're in the parent-teacher meeting, she gets to pay it off with the asshole line set up by Cal's son. This movie's just a really glorious cacophony of writing, of all the characters kind of pinging and bouncing off of each other across the movie as it leads up to this big scene. Not every movie can do this. Like, think about The Hangover, which we brought up recently. Some of the characters do not get character arcs because they're stuck on the roof for most of the movie. If your movie can't give character arcs to all the characters, I'm not saying that's particularly a bad thing, but it is just amazing to show off your writing skills, to be like, no, everyone will get payoff in this movie. The third thing that I love about this movie, outside of the writing being so excellent, is that the writing leads me to think that this could have been a stage play. Like, you could do Crazy Stupid Love on Broadway. These kinds of stories written in this manner pay off super, super well because they're written for the characters instead of specifically for the medium. Now, that's not to say that this movie didn't get the medium done perfect either, because this is also one of the best shot rom-coms I've ever seen in my life. There is a one-er sequence in this movie where Steve Carell is going through his man-whore stage at the bar, picking up 9 different women in the different seating locations around this bar. So that bar could then become a location in the stage play. It gets used so often throughout the movie that they could keep returning to it on a rotating set. But instead, they double down on this idea of making it play up for a movie. Instead of shooting it like a boring, talky drama, they put a lot of effort into shooting this out in an interesting way. The montages are fun to watch. The wides give distance between the characters. When Jacob pulls Cal out of one of the stores to say, "Be better than the Gap," that one little sequence, that one little joke is shot extremely interestingly. Like, it's so cool to me that they take so much time to make this movie look good, on top of being written well, on top of being excellently plotted. There's just so much working here that is excellent. But what do you think? Did you like Crazy Stupid Love when you came out? Are you a fan of Steve Carell's more indie dramatic turns? Let's keep this rom-com energy going. We're going to talk about The Change Up next, and I'll see you tomorrow.